So basically, we are blessed to have a very elite advisors, right from ex-ZTV president to managing director of Bakeri Group and director of Insecurities, who are actually aligned to specific KPIs to be achieved at Classroom. So there's an interesting edtech dynamics which is going on today, especially with post-COVID. Online only delivery modes are now shifting to inevitably moving to a hybrid model, and this is something that Classroom has been doing back from 2016 because they were the first one to launch offline model at scale. So, with recent acquisition of Byju's taking over Akash and a lot of tuition centers opening up, it is just a validation of what we were doing. There is an immense opportunity in tier 2 and tier 3 city where accessibility is the problem to the great teachers. And especially on the offline bit, basically the model of hybrid tutoring is going to remain at least for a decade. So, what is the problem that Classroom is actually trying to solve in the ecosystem? So there are 4 fundamental problems in an Indian ecosystem. Education ecosystem: accessibility to great teachers, affordability, accountability, and flexibility in the mode of learning. And if you see that Classroom is revolutionizing the concept of the entire ecosystem by bringing in the hybrid tutoring platform. So what we believe that wherever there is a hyper local possibility of a coaching institute, that is where we co-brand this institute and bring them on our platform. So if you understand an offline market specifically, 10% of the market is with the niche players like Akash, Rao, Fitchi, Resonance. 5% are with the private tutors. Remaining 85% of the market is with the hyper-local coaching institutes that are available in different pockets. And that's where we see a great opportunity by bringing them on board with the Classroom and also providing an online solution, which is Classroom Connect, includes interactive live classes recorded and basically notes and test and assessment. We bring in a complete package for an urban population, urban students who wants to learn it. For the rural, where accessibility is not there, they can always learn online through our primary source. So, what does the centers, coaching partners get from us? Because we offer a hybrid tutoring platform where the students get an access of offline and online both, and they get a 10x learning experience. So, when it comes to a coaching ecosystem, why these coaching partners ties up with us. So there are certain pain points that they are going through. These hyper-local coaching classes are mainly run by academicians, so they do not have enough of their brand. Their discovery is relatively low. They are running on a lower occupancy because all the admissions that are happening at the center is only happening through word of mouth. And basically, since they are smaller classes, they are not tech-enabled. So with the value proposition that we bring in, with our brand that is coming in, we actually help them boost their occupancy and hence their top line. That's number one. So marketing and sales support is something that they get from us. They get an access to a lot of business administration portals that can be seen on the visuals. And most importantly, online academy is completely run by Classroom in-house. So we develop the content, we provide the live lectures, we design the entire curriculum. So offline partners can actually access our online content for their set of students. Of course, we are commercially involved in that. And basically, they can take a leverage of being tech-enabled as well. So the model is an hybrid, and that's where we are introducing offline and online both together. So we have a vision of where students are studying inside the class, in the classroom, where conceptual understanding is better. You have direct access to the teacher, doubt resolution happens, and an online learning which acts as a great supplement for exam readiness and practice and revision. So that's how the entire comprehensive learning system will look like. Now I would like to go into details, but given a positive time, we'll take a glance. And of course, I'm ready to take questions later on. The key idea is here to achieve good academic performance and best of both worlds coming together. So we move confidently forward. We've got 55,000 active learners on our platform, out of which 4,000 plus are paid subscribers. We are seeing 20% month-on-month growth and with a retention rate of 85%. Now our monthly revenue rate clocked in April is 45 lakh rupees per month. And this was just a year ago, April 2021, it was only 4 lakh per month. So we have seen a phenomenal 10x jump in our revenue when it comes to monthly revenue rate. And we've got 100 plus teachers which are online teaching directly from our in-house premium studio and going out to the students' home or school or any tutoring center. We're seeing 55% gross margin, Our target group is basically between 8 to 12 standard. We're catering between state board, CBSE and ICSE. So we are also part of NEP, which NEP PMO's committee. So we are working with Prime Minister's office. We in fact had a live interaction with him on 15th of January as well. So we are recommending the central government on the rollout of a national education policy, and that is where there are digital add-ons that will come in, and we are already seeing the forecast of the same and the demand of the same. We are into test preparation like IIT, JEE, NEET, CA Foundation, and also higher education, especially on the study abroad courses, primarily being medical courses that we are involved in. So how do we make money? So the power of revenue completely relies on the strength of the network that we are having right now. So there are 4 places where we are making money right now. One is the classroom centers, which are available between Mumbai, Mumbai, Nasik, Ahmedabad, and Delhi. That's where we charge tuition fee for annual admission in the offline centers. We are taking an annual package of the tuition fees for an online tutoring option on Classroom Connect. One of our offering is one-on-one private tuitions. It is very popular. It's a premium. It's a premium offering where we focus more on metro, and basically we are taking this model internationally. And then there are models like B2B, B2C, which are working with schools, state governments, NGOs, and trusts. So that's where our online presence is. We are present across 500 different cities and with 55,000 students. On the right-hand side is a roadmap of expansion, where we are immediately after this fundraise, we are launching in UAE phase 1 as a gateway to Middle East, and the cities and the other countries that's where we have Indian population in quite a significant number. So 1,000 cities is something that we are targeting by end of 2024. So offline presence is here. Basically, we are present across 4 locations, as I said, 150 physical centers where we are working with partner model, and the combined teacher strength is 1,500 plus today. With the fundraise, we are planning to launch to another 8 to 9 cities, and this will triple all the metric as you see, with having 450 physical centers and 4,500 network teachers network. So this is the progress that we made in 12 months. So we had a live interaction with our Honorable Prime Minister. We engaged with 100 plus schools in Mumbai and Pune, directly serving their para-academic courses right now. In some of the schools, we have a lecture of period, which is reserved where Classroom directly streams a lecture. We have strategic partnership of Government of Gujarat. We are working a lot of EdTech initiatives to onboard 5 to 10,000 students together, giving a sales order book of 1 crore. Launching international academy in Dubai, and most importantly, the point number 8 is that we are launching a hybrid academy where access of coaching and teachers are not available. So this will be exclusive Classroom academy that will open up in the coming year. So we have started with 2 pilots. In fact, this is how our product tech stack looks, right from academic partner to offline experience. The student can come down, discover, book, and enroll, to study online by requesting demo and taking admission, our in-house sales app, and to control everything, we have admin and MIS. So this is how our GTM is. We can definitely spend a lot of time, but we do have a very low CAC based marketing strategies that we use. So the way we are positioning ourselves in the market, if you see the Venn diagram over here, these 2 circles, or especially on the left hand side, are very expensive courses. So these are pan-India offline centers. These are pan-India EdTech companies. But if you see, they are actually catering to a particular segment, and that is not top 10% because of their price points. Now, when these 2 models are joining, we see a model like Byju's plus Akash. Now, again, the target audience is same. Now, what is being left out is this 85% of the market where these local coaching centers are currently serving. And that's where the real market is, and we definitely have one of the first mover advantage by a proven model that we already have. If you just see the price point comparison, we are at 1/4 the price, at least 1/4 or 1/5 of price of the competitors in other players. So that's where we are basically in 21-22 April last year. We had only revenue of 4 lakhs per month. We jumped to 40 lakhs by March, which is showing phenomenal 10x growth over 12 months. Our estimate growth rate, which is at around 20% month on month, will lead us to 3 crore monthly revenue rate in 1 year's time, which is actually giving 36 crore annual revenue rate, a 7x growth from here in 1 year's time. So, on the top, you will see the total revenue coming from both the sections. One is online section, other is offline sections. I'll just make a correction over here. So basically, we've got 0.9 and 1.1. So it's just missing over here. So basically, if you see our online bit over here, we did not monetize anything in 18 and 19, 20. All our revenue came in the COVID time, and we launched our academy only from an online model. In 18, 19 and 19, 20, if you see, the revenue came only from offline. So we had a revenue history of 1.2 crore that we clocked in 19, 20. And because of COVID, the offline centers were non-operational for 2 years. This year is going to be very exciting because all our offline centers are getting reactivated, which is going to give a major revenue boost to an online existing business. And we are all set to achieve a top line near to 15 crores by end of this year. With the fundraise, of course. And, you can see the growth jump for the next year as well. That's our funding history. We together raised almost 4 crore in 2021 at pre-money valuation of 35 crore. And this round was led by our ventures, backed by Meteor Ventures, Startup Lane, small micro fund called as Growth Sense, Security Startup Angel Network. Basically, we are raising $1 million, which is 7.5 crore. We are raising in the CCD format. At 15% discount of what lead investors will bring in. So the lead investor in this round is someone who will bring in at least 2.5 crore as a check size. And the valuation that will be determined by the lead investor will be the valuation for this round. And all the present investors who are committing will get 15% discount of the valuation that the lead investor will be discussing. Now there is a floor and a cap. So your investment will be converted at 40 crore pre-money valuation as a floor and 60 crore as a cap. So you will not be given valuation more than 60 crore in this particular round. One important note that I would like to make: all the investors investing 10 lakhs and above will be issued a CCD and will get a direct entry in the cap table during the conversion. And the minimum ticket size for this round is 2 lakh rupees only for the pod network. We have taken this exception. And the investors who are investing between 2 lakhs to 9.9 lakhs will be given an opportunity to invest in the CCD format. But the conversion will not happen into CCPS. The conversion will happen during the liquidation event. Right? Correct. And basically, the next round is basically we are raising 35 crore. We've got a very prominent and marquee investors right from Kishore Ganji, who is like 13th rank as an angel investor, made more than 500 investments. We've got ex-ZTV president, a very famous family office like Bakeri Group. We've got ICICI Bank country head. We've got a CEO of Supertronics, CFO of Wipro Group. We've got ex-CEO of Yes Bank. So almost, even the ex-CFO of Future Group has invested. So basically, almost all the professors, all the investors that have come in since last 12 months have been extremely profiled, and we are very privileged to have them. And the biggest advantage with Klassroom that there is no lock-in, with any shares, and we've got all the exit strategies that are defined for the investors. Happy to answer any questions. Basically, we are currently raising 7.5 crore. Currently, the CCD round is open, and the lead investor who brings in 2.5 crore will get an opportunity to discuss valuation and freeze the valuation for the entire round. Thank you so much.
Okay, great pitch, Dhruv. So before opening it for the Q&A, I'll request all the investors, either you can type the question, you can raise your hand so that we'll ask you to unmute and ask the questions. Please keep your questions short, crisp, so that everybody can get chance. So we also have Dhumil here, who is the co-founder of Klassroom, and I'll open it for the questions. So we have the first question from Sai. Sai, if you are there, please unmute yourself and ask the question.
Yeah, hi. Do you think, as an edtech founder, what is happening currently in the Unacademy, the Byju's, and the firing and all this space? Do you think going with the offline model is suitable rather than just focusing on the online model?
Yeah, it's a very interesting question. So basically, we are offline to online. So in fact, we started with offline. So in 2016, our offline model, which we are co-branding and bringing this partner on board, and all the revenues that came in the early age of Klassroom was completely offline. So in fact, we are a firm believer of offline having a solid grounds, number one. So that is one thing. Second is, since the technology is coming up, these offline centers are getting tech enabled and tech ready for the students. So where the access of these coaching classes are available, yeah, offline becomes the dominant player. Where the access of these coaching centers are not available, there are multiple ways of getting the access available physically. So one is that we're working on a model of an hybrid academy, where student will learn inside the classroom directly from our studio. So we are opening up two such classrooms which are exclusive to Klassroom EduTech, and we will be deploying the assistant teacher there. The second thing is that basically the online academy, the biggest difference between Byju's, Unacademy, Vedantu versus Klassroom is that we are extremely affordable in the range. So if you see the fees that we are giving out to our students is somewhere between 7,500 to 9,000 rupees. Now, this is the annual budget of a rural parent who can afford after school tutoring. But the very same courses were there available at the platform at 40 to 50,000 rupees. And we have worked day one from our genesis that we want to solve the problem of affordability and mass. So what I believe that yes, the EdTech ecosystem is changing and still adopting. We have a clear leverage because the processes, the technology, and we as a founder has already made a mindset of hybrid tutoring from our inception, which is in 2016.
Yeah. Coming to my second question, it was basically like, so how exactly do you share your revenue with your teachers, and what amount of your teachers are utilized fully, and like what is your kept aside as a alternative substitute kind of a teacher?
Correct. So I would use a larger word, which are educators, in fact, rather than just a teacher. So let's say when it comes to an offline, educators is nothing but our coaching partners. So any admission enrollment that we give, basically we pay out these educators. So let's say on 100 rupees of admission, I pay out 60 to 65 rupees to our coaching partner for an offline admission, because he is managing the entire real estate cost and the teacher cost. Okay. And when it comes to a teacher who is teaching online, basically from our studio in-house, so they are paid, they are mostly the contractual teachers who are paid on the hourly basis. And since we come from this background and through our experience, we already have 100+ teachers who are actively teaching, but we already have a network of 2,000 teachers, in our network, where we can basically bring them on board. So they are mostly paid on the hourly basis.
And like, so is it like every teacher, like if a child is particular about some particular teacher for a particular session that this so-and-so teacher is teaching well, can he get that teacher once again, or is it like random teachers will be coming and teaching him repeatedly?
Correct. So the way we are structured is there are two offerings. One is the batch tutoring and other is the one-on-one tutoring. So when it comes to batch, let's say a student is enrolling into 11th science, right? Basically, there are, let's say, 4 main subjects like physics, chemistry, maths, and biology. So for every subject, we have at least 3 teachers. So one is the JEE specialized teacher and 2 are the subjective teachers. So these are the 3 teachers. The background of the teachers are typically available on a portal, and students very well know because they would have seen demo also by then. So that's how batch tutoring works. When it comes to one-on-one tutoring, so the demo is also one-on-one, and once the demo is through, the same teacher continues for the entire academic year for one-on-one.
Okay, great. I hope this answers your question, Sai. So I have another question. Like Rishi, if you're there, please unmute yourself and ask question.
Hi guys, nice pitch.
Hi Rishi, thank you.
One question is, so like what kind of standards are being maintained in regards to having these teachers on board? Like, are there any set parameters, or basically it's just any certification or something like that?
Correct. So I've been a teacher myself for 18 years. So, and Dumil also, in fact, he was a physics tutor. He is a physics tutor since 15 years now. And we have worked in a couple of big brands in Mumbai. So our actual curation criteria itself is very rigorous. So first and foremost is that they come down for the demo class. So we judge them. So first is screening and then the demo class. So screening happens on the number of years of experience they have in teaching a relative subject, their qualification, of course, where they are currently teaching and what is their past teaching, what is the past teaching experience, especially where they have taught in school, in other classes, what are those name of the classes. So that becomes a screening process. Once the screening is done, then the demo is taken. In demo, we measure multiple options, right from their presentation skills to actual content presentation, to interactive capabilities, body language, eye contact, everything, doubt solving capabilities. And there are multiple, so there are almost 10 to 12 parameters that we actually judge. So of course, the conceptual understanding of a teacher itself. And based on that, we then roll out to students for the demo. And once they like, we roll out a teacher for one batch. And once they like it, we roll out for multiple batches. So that's a natural progression of a teacher when it comes to us.
Okay. So basically you have a set curriculum, or is it basically the student who's learning some specific to a certain board of the state, or so they are being catered to that basically?
So basically we cater 8 to 12 after school tutoring. So basically these are the set curriculum by board themselves, right? So basically we follow the curriculum that is laid out by the board, but of course in our format. Teachers follow, so we track the syllabus on their completion and the test and assignment.
Okay.
So we currently cater to CBSE board. We are doing Maharashtra and Gujarat state board right now. We have experience in doing UP board as well. So currently all our lectures are in English and English plus Hindi, right?
Yes, and also we have launched a couple of courses like fundamental mathematics that is completely so it is a academic plus courses specifically designed from 6th standard to 10th standard students. That is our curriculum, our book which we give, but it is more of a digital value add-on which is given to a school or a student or any NGOs in that case.
Okay, great. I hope this answers your question, Rishi. We'll take the last two questions for Classroom, and after that, all the questions will be taken at the end of the session due to time limitation. So Vishal, if you're there, please unmute yourself and ask the question.
Thank you. So I have one question about that. What kind of lectures, when you tie up with offline centers, that how you decide that what kind of lectures will be taken from your offline partner, and what kind of lecture will be taken by your in-house studio? So what kind of courses will be differentiated over there?
Okay, very nice. So basically, offline center, the entire curriculum runs offline. So let's say we are talking on mainstream subject like physics, chemistry, maths, and biology. These are taught offline by the offline teachers, right? And online academy is a parallel academy teaching the same thing. So what happens that in some cases, let's say student misses anything, or they have gone to native and they're not able to attend the lectures, offline lectures for 1 month. Since we have a parallel online academy that is going on, they can actually go down and basically attend the live lectures and see the recorded lectures, number one. Second is there are a lot of students who are just remote, do not have access to physical classes. They take online as a primary courses. Dhimal, you want to add the digital? Okay, so there's one more offering that we are coming up with. These are digital add-on packages. So with the national education policy that is being rolled out, students will have enough flexibility of the number of subjects. So let's say a student who is selecting PCMB as main, but is now selecting, let's say, coding as the extra subject. Now, these flexible subjects that students are studying may not be available at mass at one particular location. So in such cases, Classroom teaches them the add-on subjects which are not being catered by offline centers.
Okay. And second question is, while you are talking about going outside of India, so I have two questions in that topic. That is it also same 80% of market like you have mentioned in India, where bigger institutions are not playing role, because that research was on India.
Correct. So it's an excellent question. So we conducted 4 months of extensively research, especially on the international market.
Okay.
So India is high volume market. Now the cities that we are targeting, let's say Dubai, for example, where we are moving down. they are high value market. They're high value market, right? And so we are taking the offering which will cater to high value market because volume does not make sense there. So that is the reason we are taking one-on-one tutoring where teachers will teach from India, educators will be in India directly streaming from studio. The student will be there at home and learning in one-on-one format, one-on-one or 1-5. That is the limitation that we have. And then, of course, these are premium offerings where we have we have decent fees for the students who are attending. And why we have chosen this is because even today, students from USA, students from Dubai, Singapore are still studying with us right now. So where Indian population is more and where Indian curriculum is playing the dominance, that is the natural progression that we want to make. And that's the reason we'll restrict ourselves to a high value market.
Thank you.
Okay, great. Thanks, Vishal. I'll take the last question from Sagar. Sagar, if you're there, please unmute yourself.
Yeah, so two questions from my side. In our franchisee model or the partner model that we operate in, now do the partners look at us as a competition? Because a student going to their classroom there's a possibility that they can go to an offline classroom where they will not get a share of the pie. So do they look at us as a competition? That is one. And secondly, what is the competitive advantage that we have against a Byju's or an Akash other than the offline thing? So do we sell it on a lower cost or do we have a better content? What is it that we do differently from them?
So interestingly, I'll share, my experience, as I started my journey as a teacher and then a coaching owner for almost 15 long years. So in fact, so the mindset of the coaching owners is more synergizing and, working in the same ecosystem with the classroom. So I think we have seen a lot of synergies with this coaching center. Hence, we are working very closely with this coaching partners as well to ensure that we look as, a uniform brand. And the second thing, to answer your second question, with regards to Byju's and Akash, how we are different. So I think, in terms of Byju's and Akash, they are charging 5 times of what we are charging. So everyone has their own specific market. So they're catering to top 10 to 15% of the market currently, while the entire ecosystem and the entire student base, which is at the 85%, has been catered by Klassroom with a very, very affordable price. So as Dhruv said, our online pricing is close to 7,500 to 9,000, and our offline pricing is close to 35 to 40,000 for an academic year. Interestingly, also how Klassroom is different from them is the first thing is we are hyper locally present in the neighborhood. While you see the Akash or Byju's center in one particular city, they'll hardly have 10 or 15 centers which are very saturated, so they expect the students to travel. But if you see the current trend, a lot of students want to avoid travel and they want the next neighborhood friendly coaching center where they can study. So we have a very hyper scalable offline model, and that's acting as a biggest differentiator, and also that's how we're creating more demand in one particular city or a location.
Okay, got it.
Great. I hope it answers all the questions. So due to the time limitation, I would have to stop. Dhumil, you here, and we'll take the next startup here. So I'll request Dhumil to please be here in this session till the end. Maybe if we have any other question, we'll take at the end of the session.